Hello, and welcome to Mildly Interesting History. Today, we'll be looking at 3 mildly interesting facts about historical leaders. Number 1. Napoleon, Mussolini, Hitler and Julius Caesar all had a fear of cats. The Emperor of France, the fascist dictators of Italy and Germany, and the military general that led the Roman Empire all suffered from what is known as ailurophobia, although it is also often called felinophobia. This is an irrational and extreme fear of cats, meaning that not only were they terrified of the idea of being around cats, but they often refused to look at pictures or drawings of cats. Otherwise they would go into a state of shock in extreme cases. There are many stories describing Napoleon fleeing to hide in his tent when cats were seen in military camps. Number 2. Napoleon once lost a battle to some rabbits. Continuing with the theme of Napoleon's unfortunate experiences with animals, in July of 1807, after signing the Treaties of Tilsit to end the war between the French Empire and Russia, Napoleon decided to celebrate the event by going on a rabbit hunt. He brought along his best men and military bigwigs and put his chief of staff, Alexander Berthier, in charge of organizing the event. Berthier went about collecting rabbits for the hunt, but, not content with the regular number of rabbits, he is described as collecting roughly 3,000 rabbits. On the day of the hunt, Berthier's men rounded up the rabbits and placed the cages all along the edges of a large field. When Napoleon and his guests arrived, they were released, but instead of running away as they usually would, they charged at Napoleon and his forces. And after the initial laughter wore away, his men became legitimately worried of their safety as the rabbits continued their onslaught. Napoleon fled to his travel coach, but the bunnies flanked it from the sides, managing to climb in through the window, attacking Napoleon directly. After a few minutes, he finally managed to ride away, supposedly flinging rabbits out the cabin windows as they escaped. Number 3. Roosevelt once saw Winston Churchill's trouser pickle. Whilst the Manhattan Project was still in its infancy, Roosevelt got a glimpse of a very different kind of weapon of mass destruction when he accidentally walked in on Churchill whilst he was having a bath. This happened in December 1941, shortly after Pearl Harbor and America's entry into the Second World War, whilst Churchill was staying in the White House to discuss plans for the future of the war. Other recollections of the event describe Churchill exiting his bathroom naked, but what they all agree upon is that, as Roosevelt apologized and immediately left the room, Churchill supposedly said the Prime Minister of Great Britain has nothing to hide from the President of the United States. It turns out that, like the countries that they represented, Churchill and Roosevelt really did have a special relationship. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, then make sure to subscribe so that you do not miss my future videos. Goodbye.